Sup, bitches? This is Dom, and you're listening to the Games Only podcast.
When you want to hear about games and only games, look no further. This is the Games Only podcast, your number one source for video game news, reviews, and opinions. With HP 1703.
In death, as in life, I shall honor my brothers.
Dr. Kumar.
The boss is here at last, boys.
And myself, Sunflower.
Fresh meat.
Games Only podcast on iTunes and YouTube.
Hello and welcome to the Games Only podcast, episode 42. 42! I'm your host this evening, HP 1703, otherwise known as the patron saint of tenderness, aka the Human Glee episode, aka the inventor of the audio scrunchie, aka the merchant of cuddles. Yay! To my east, it's the kid with the broken Crayolas, aka DJ Waxy Stool. It's Dr. Gumar.
Yes, it's all because they decided to make a crayon with mac and cheese as its name.
That's crayon.
Crayon. And to my south and west, it's the man who plays the harp for his cats, a.k.a. the Maytag Man. It's Sunflower 4000.
I'm scarier than Louis Farrakhan.
He had to get that in there, didn't he?
Yeah, the true saying. Let's talk about some games, shall we? So, Sonny. Sony,
please.
Why? Okay, so we've both been playing a game.
Yes, we have.
That is maybe not for adults.
No, it's not. In fact, I've got it all figured out.
Oh, you finally do. Okay. So the Lego series has long confused and confounded you.
And angered.
Tell me about your experience with Lego Pirates of the Caribbean, or Caribbean.
Well, I had friend of the show, Stupid James, come visit this weekend.
Uh-huh.
And that's already a recipe for fun and games. And, you know, we played some Diablo. And, oh, man, it's cool. It was cool. I'm glad he likes the game. And I was like, hey, man, you like Lego games, right? He's like, man, Lego games is the shit. Okay. I have, like, all of them. So,
and yes, Stupid James speaks with peanut butter in his mouth at all times.
What?
That's your impression. That's what your impression is.
Really? Peanut? Anywho.
That's how they got Mr. Ed to talk.
So I was like, okay, man, I have all these stupid games I hate. Do you want to play one cooperatively so that I can get a better experience out of it?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, man, that sounds like fun. You got Lego Lord of the Rings? And no, that's not out yet. But well, let's put in Lego Pirates because I know you can't play that one online. So, you know, I'll have a local partner, and we played Lego Pirates for about an hour. He didn't even... when I said I've got these games figured out, I figured out what they are.
Uh-huh.
Stupid-ass little time-wasting games meant to keep kids busy so you don't have to look at them or speak to them or anything because all the answers are right there in front of them. They can't ask their parents for nothing. The answers are stupid. The answers don't make any sense, and they require you to scour everything in the entire friggin' world just to advance in the game. It's like... You remember The Legend of Zelda? And how hard that game was?
Uh-huh.
Like the original? Legitimately hard. You had to do things like light every single bush on fire in a forest to try to find the hidden stairwell.
Mm-hmm.
This is like that. I'm not saying it's got clever puzzles or anything like that, because they're not clever. Oh, look, there's a barrel. You can walk around inside of it. What's it do? Who knows? Looks like you're going to have to walk around in that barrel underneath everything and see when something happens. It's just like make work for children, and it's garbage. I hate this game, even cooperatively. Stupid James was a lot of help, too. He's like, man, no, you don't even see. You got to run on the barrel and then put that on the thing, and then you switch to the guy with the gun. I'm like, what's his superpower? What are these people doing? I don't know what they're doing. One of them has a gun. One of them can double jump. Like, the women can double jump, and...
That's accurate to biology.
You can use a pig. A pig can fit into the air vents. And I'm like, what the hell are we playing? A pig going into air vents? What kind of garbage is this?
So this explains why you got stuck in a bathroom in Hogwarts.
Yeah. That's just part
because
of it.
you don't understand how to play the game.
No, because it's for children. It's for them to fail repeatedly at until eventually they crack the code. That's what it's for. It's made to shut children up and get them out of their parents' hair. And boy, that worked wonderfully for one or two kids. Here, have fun. There's a zillion things for you to do in this game, and they're all impossible unless you're an idiot. If you're an idiot, you can beat this whole game because all you do is everything possible in every single room. Well, it's so bad.
Hold on a second. Just two minutes ago, you were talking about how Stupid James understood the puzzle right away, and you didn't understand it right away.
Now, see, it's not really it's not a comprehension.
Because he's like, yo, man, hop on there with the gun and the pig in the vent, and you're like, oh, duh.
Well, he's played these before. That's how he knew
this specific game?
I believe. I don't know. He said he loved Lego games, so I assume he's familiar with the concept of we're going to throw every kind of shit imaginable at the wall and something will stick. Because eventually something did. And he got something where he, like, sent a little sailboat out into the ocean and it was like, 1 of 8. And he's like, let's find the other 7. And I was like, no, man. Let's just get going. I don't want to do that. I don't want to search for these fucking boats. Because they should be simple and obvious, but no, special boats at the end of a pier and you got to jump on these stupid things in this shitty platform. It's a bad platforming game. It's not made for that kind of thing. It's made for messing around in a room, breaking everything, putting it all back together, and... I hate children.
And obviously their video games hate you.
So forget my experience. Throw that out of your mind. You played it 2 HP. What the hell? Tell me what happened.
So one of the things I like about these games, besides the fact that I am apparently an idiot, is that I like exploring areas and, scouring things, finding everything, and that's what these games are. That's what these games are. If you enjoy scouring every inch of an area and exploring, and you have to understand that when you play through the story, there's going to be areas you can't get to because.
That's another thing that really bugged me. They wouldn't directly say, you can't do this. You just pretty much have to give up and then come back at a later date when things make more sense.
Yeah, sometimes they do. There are sections in this game where only Blackbeard's sword can open the section, and Blackbeard is in the 4th movie, so you have to play through almost the entire game before you even see Blackbeard.
Well, I know that, like, in the earlier Lego games, they'd have a little picture that would pop up that would say who you need. Mm-hmm. The problem is that when it's not Star Wars or Indiana Jones and it's some shitty Pirates movies that I haven't even seen, they show, like, a man in a hat, and I'm like, oh, surely I own a man in a hat, but I don't own any men in hats.
That's true. So, I have had a few issues with this iteration of Lego games. Like Stupid James, I enjoy all of these games.
Man, you gotta roll the barrel.
The barrels, by the way, are for walking underwater, because there's a section of air that is trapped at the top of the barrel, so you can walk underwater with.
You know what that is? That's called science, right there.
But I was stuck in this area. I was inside of a ship. There was no water in the ship, and they had barrels, and there was nothing else I could do but get in the fucking barrels and do nothing. What was I doing wrong there?
Not doing anything once you get inside the barrel. You said
I was in the barrel,
and then you did nothing.
Ship.
So they have barrels you can roll on. Were they barrels you can roll on?
No, they were barrels you can walk in. There were none that you could roll on.
I think there was an area in the floor where you could probably drop down into a watered area.
I couldn't find it for the life of me, so fuck that game.
Anyway, so you were talking about the platforming. I think the platforming in this iteration is maybe a little more difficult than others. The camera sometimes is very close in this game, and it makes it very difficult if you are trying to do very specific platforming The camera's just zoomed in too much. I do like the fact that if you are playing cooperatively on one screen, it does this kind of dynamic split screening. So you're not tethered to one screen like in Lego games past. You can basically go off, each one of you, and explore a different section of the area. But yeah, the platforming's a little less precise than it's been in previous iterations. Also, it's a little glitchier than previous Lego games, and I think that has to do with how many of these games they're churning out at a time. There were 2 instances of boss battles where we basically had to restart the level because whatever next thing we were supposed to do basically glitched out and we couldn't continue. And that's frustrating. That's some QA stuff that needed to be taken care of and was not.
So it sounds to me that I'm not the only person who thinks this game sucks.
I don't think it sucks. It's still, if you like the Lego franchise and if you like the Pirates of the Caribbean movie, this game is definitely worth your, it's like $12 now.
If you're a fan of blocks that snap together,
if you're a fan of blocks that snap together and pirates,
look no further.
And it's cute. They still aren't talking in this iteration of Lego games.
Legos don't talk.
Lego Batman 2, which comes out in about a month, they will start talking, and then Lego Lord of the Rings, the characters actually. I don't know if they're taking audio directly from the movies or if they got the actors in to re-record their lines, but
fly, you fools!
Yeah, it sounds like Ian McKellen. It sounds like Elijah Wood.
Baggins.
Yeah.
Frodo Baggins.
Frodo.
How much you want to bet that there's a stupid ass level at the Prancing Pony where you have to break every single fucking table, find someone who serves ale or mead or whatever the hell those little shitty hobbits drink, and you gotta light a torch with the fire, and then just a stupid ass little level like that where you gotta break everything. Boy.
Yeah, that's these games. In minus your anger and rage, that is these games.
This is coming from a man who wants to make a video series about these games. So wait until that comes out.
I've been saving some Lego games in case I do a video series, and I've got Lego Batman 1 and both Lego Harry Potter compilations, so if I'm going to do anything, it's probably going to be Harry Potter, because those movies sure seem stupid.
They
that
make
will be
a
unbelievable.
360 controller that's encompassed in a Nerf football type of material. I'm going to get that for you. That way you don't break anything while you're doing it.
I'll be all right. What's the worst that'll happen? I'll quit.
I can't play this game.
Yeah, I'll quit. Together.
Oh, man. So, right. I have enjoyed my time with Lego Pirates of the Caribbean. Sonny has not, but that's kind of par for the course. I think I'm easy to please in terms of Lego games because I think they're fun. I enjoy exploring and breaking things and putting them back together, and Sunflower really, really does not. And I'm not sure why you spent the money to buy all of these games, but fantastic. You have a bunch of coasters.
I kind of want to see how mad I can get. I feel like I'm missing something too. Like maybe I
want to get blackout mad and then just see what happens after that.
I don't remember even playing this game.
These games shouldn't upset me, so I'm also trying to figure out that mystery of why they're so freaking stupid to me and why I can't stand them.
I think we just went to that. It's because you don't understand how to play the game. You just can't do it right.
I understand how you break everything, you put everything back together, but it seems so oblique sometimes what you need to do, and it really bugs me.
Yes.
Like, collect all the crabs underwater. Little do you know that you have to find Gandalf in the 4th act and bring him back to cast Leviosa Garden, whatever the hell they shoot, and then lift a crab out of the water under a barrel.
You just combined 3 franchises in what sounds like a fantastic game. Yeah, so that's that. Doc, why don't you tell me a little bit about driving around San Francisco?
It's fun. They have hills.
They do indeed. Like the movie Bullet.
Just
Bullet,
like the movie
Steve
Bullet.
McQueen, 67, wasn't it?
Sure.
Yep, that's the year I was born. So, Driver San Francisco I was kind of reluctant to play it simply because of how Sonny described the game and how weird it was. You're some guy in the hospital and you can possess other drivers of cars and whatnot. It just sounded batshit crazy. But
it's
actually,
good ass cheap.
It's a really well. I've got it I have it on Steam, so I'm playing it on the PC. The PC controls are terrible. I got to get a gamepad for my PC because I'm using the arrow keys to drive and then WASD to look around, and it's just
driving's
terrible.
never been good with a keyboard. That's one of those things where you got to get that controller to play any driving game. Really,
it's not terrible. It's doable, but it's. I'd rather have a gamepad.
You get no analog movement. That's the thing. You're either pulling your steering wheel all the way to the right. You can't finesse it.
Well, it's weird because, accelerating and braking and steering are all on the same arrow set of keys, so that's really strange. Usually you have a button to accelerate, and then you're using the other analog stick. But enough about the controls.
Right.
Those are grandpa controls.
Yes, these are like playing Commander Keen on my old school computer.
I'm pretty sure I drove around my Model T in the same way. Can you get into the story even though it seems a little weird?
I actually like that they did it because it's a interesting way to allow for side of quests and whatnot. Because you're playing a cop chasing down a bad guy that happened to almost kill you. You don't know he almost killed you, not quite yet. At least I'm not aware that I'm dead yet. I just know that I can, or dying. I don't know which one.
But we wanted to make it open world, so
yeah. So you're allowed to possess the other players with other people, which is really interesting. I think and kind of funny. A lot of the scenarios are just comical. Like, for one of the training things, we had to, practice our driving, essentially. And so I possessed some guy going on a test drive in a brand new GT40 through the streets of San Francisco. And, he goes into the guy's body, he looks at the test driver, figures out it's a test driver, says, hey, can I just gun it? And then he just guns it, and the guy's yelling the whole time. It's
nice.
It's nice that they give them a little bit of leeway so that they can do these stupid little scenarios that wouldn't fit in the game otherwise. I think that is definitely one of the strengths of this game because they can pull out whatever they want, like this Asian kid who's supposed to have a scholarship, and you possess him, and
that was fun. The street
racing
one
with his friends, and he's like, "Oh, I won't get into college if I get in a wreck," and they're like, "Go faster!" Silly.
Yeah, how'd you learn how to drive like that? Oh, don't worry, I got this. And they just go.
Nice. So, what is the scenario like? So it's open world. How do you progress in?
You possess yourself.
There are certain quests in which you possess yourself, which doesn't make sense because it's that part of the story is kind of weird because it's just
weird,
just flat out strange. Because I don't know if this whole world's just going on in his head or he's actually possessing the people, but simply because he can possess himself. I'm assuming this is all just going on in his head. He's going to wake up like the end of Super Mario Brothers 2, and it's going to be all a dream.
Ah. Oh, okay.
Yeah, but you possess yourself, and then you go on mission quests. You don't necessarily have to possess yourself. There's like main mission quests in which you do possess yourself that I think progress from like chapter to chapter, and then there's other things in which you possess like a gang member from the guy you're trying to take down. And you do a mission as that gang member. That way you can try and figure out where the person is or what's going on. And then you can progress from there. So it's a bunch of different quests.
It works as a storytelling device, too.
Yeah, a bunch of different quests, not all from the main character's perspective, all from other people's perspective. That works fairly well, actually, once you get over the whole weirdness of just you're possessing other people's bodies and driving around just for shits.
Huh.
Like right in the beginning, you possess the ambulance driver with you in the back. That's just fucking weird.
Nice. That's cool. They've done some very clever things with.
It's creative, and it actually works out for the game for the better. Now they do have an online pass with this game, but they quickly abandoned it because they printed a 19-digit code instead of 25, so no one could redeem it. So they just tossed it. It's just stupid.
Yeah, I got it on Steam, and this is my first Ubisoft game being played through Steam, so I had to set up through their DRM and everything like that. So it's just like another client to go through, but it's not terrible.
And so overall, what do you think?
I'm having fun overall, even though the controls are obviously on the keyboard. They're not great, but they're well enough. I have to get a gamepad for this thing.
Game is very cheap. It shouldn't be more than $12 on GameFly.
Yeah, I'd like it. I would recommend it so far. I'm going to keep playing it and see how it goes. But it's fun. The music's great. It has like that.
The music is really good.
You know, that chase movie music like Bullet and other ones. And the cars are great. They have licenses for a lot of cars, and they tell you which one you pop into. I mean, if you happen to go into the Beetle, it says Volkswagen Beetle. If you have to go to like a fucking Econovan, it'll say this is the Econovan E150. I'm like, oh, that's interesting. So it's really well done. I haven't driven through San Francisco, but it's what I would expect San Francisco to look like.
Right, a bunch of hippies.
Yeah,
everywhere, not working.
Redwood trees.
Okay. Well, great. Okay. Well, yeah, I think we'll check in when you're further along. Do you think this, like, will you buy a gamepad within the next week or so and try this out, or?
Possibly.
Probably.
I could.
You should get one anyway, man. Can you imagine playing Super Meat Boy without the controller?
I did.
That's horrible.
Yeah, it was. I have I'm looking at three 360 controllers, and they're all wireless, so they're not helping me out at all.
Well, you can get the wireless adapter.
I can get the dongle.
Yeah, it's like $20, but
that's what I did.
Cheap, I'm sorry, steep, but it's been worth it for me. It's definitely been worth it. I tried out Alan Wake today, and I was like, not even going to play with the keyboard. It's all controller.
American Nightmare or the Alan Wake proper?
The original. I found it was on GOG for a great price and no copy protection whatsoever, so I said, yes, please.
Nice. How far did you get?
Oh, I just played the intro, and then I go, well, guess it's time to do a podcast. I'm trying not to get sucked back into it.
Okay.
I was just testing it out.
Okay. Okay. So, why don't I talk a little bit about Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Future Soldier?
That's a lot of words.
That is a lot of words. I rented this from a Redbox, so I only had it overnight. So I didn't get as far into this game as I would like, but I tested it a bit. So it does have kind of a Ubisoft pass thing. So I played some multiplayer, but the characters level out at 5. You can't go past level 5 without this whatever pass. And
I'm a little more okay with that kind of pass. At least you get to try it. You know?
Yeah, at least you get to try it. Each of the classes level independent of each other, which I'm starting to not like in multiplayer games, because you'll level up, say, the rifleman class, and then you'll go to the sniper, or I think they call him a scout in this one, and then you're level 1 again, and I don't know. I feel like I have made my mind up that is not the right way to do levels in multiplayer.
So do you not like it in Battlefield 3 either?
I do not.
Yeah, okay. Well, at least Battlefield 3 gives you items that work across all classes as well as specific ones.
Yeah.
So at least that's something, but yeah, I hear you.
And honestly, you had to level up to, I think, 4 before you unlocked anything in this game, and so I really didn't get a chance to unlock things and try them out in different classes, but yeah, I spent a couple hours playing the multiplayer, and it seems fine. I mean, I don't know what else to say about it. It
doesn't have a hook, you know. They have to distinguish themselves. So what's the hook?
The hook.
There may not be one.
Yeah.
kind of Battlefield-esque, where it puts you into smaller squads on the overall team. So you have, I think 16 is the max on any given map, but each of the 2 teams are broken into like squads of 4, and you can spawn on those guys, etc. I think the hook then it combines a bunch of stuff. So kind of like Killzone, where it has this rolling objective. There's one mode that has kind of rolling objectives where you go secure a point or defend a point, and I really enjoy that. Actually, I thought that was cool, and being able to spawn on your squad mates is nice. You get bonuses for being close to your squad mates and kind of reinforcing their positions. So it really emphasizes teamwork. But I didn't know anyone I was playing with, so it wasn't as if we could coordinate. We just kind of ran around randomly. You
didn't yell out, "Hey, you, Chiba smoker forever. Guard this point, please."
Yes. No, I was unable to do that. But it's third person, so it kind of combines all these different elements from various games, and yeah, there isn't really a hook that's all that separate from other games, but I don't know of a third person squad base rolling objective multiplayer mode.
So it's shooter stew. You just mix it all together.
Yeah, and
gumbo.
So right. I don't think the multiplayer is remarkable enough that it's going to outdo Battlefield or Call of Duty, or Gears, or Uncharted. Those games that have these massive communities. This isn't going to really break into that group of people, but it's not bad. If you have 4 people and you can roll as a squad, I think if the 3 of us ever owned this game, we could probably play in a squad and kind of dominate. It didn't feel like the other team, when I was playing, it didn't feel like they were working well together. So we kind of destroyed them most of the time because we were doing objectives. And I think you get more points for the objectives than you do for flat out, kills.
Which is how it should be.
Yeah.
If you're doing an objective, gameplay, you should get more points for objectives.
So I don't think there's a straight out deathmatch mode either. There's the rolling objective one, and I think there's like a bomb one where you play. I didn't play it. I think it's probably essentially capture the flag, but whatever. So that's the multiplayer. The single player is again kind of unremarkable. I didn't get all that far into it, but for something called Future Soldier, I think I would have assumed there would be all sorts of awesome tech that is
like RoboCop.
Yes, sure.
Near future technology.
Near future technology.
A few years away.
Yeah, and it
RoboCop.
Like RoboCop, and it really does seem like there's nothing in this game that is so different from. I mean, maybe the technology isn't out in the real world, but a lot of the same stuff I've already played in video games, like
or you seen in movies and stuff.
Right.
Like that.
It's not so like the trailer, the gameplay demos from Black Ops 2 I saw had some futuristic stuff where you're controlling like UAV drones with this wrist-mounted thing that kind of directs their movement, and there's snipers that shoot through walls and can charge up the shot. I don't know. That seemed a lot more futuristic than this does, and so I don't know. I think Future Soldier is kind of a slight misnomer because it's not as futuristic as I wanted it to be.
Doc was talking about RoboCop. You know who's the villain in RoboCop?
Hugh Laurie.
No.
That's the new one.
Bill Paxton.
No, it was Red Foreman from that '70s show.
Oh.
Yes, but they're making a new RoboCop, and Hugh Laurie's going
Not
to be the
talking
villain.
about it. Not talking about it. I don't care about British people.
Anyway,
But he does a good American accent.
Doesn't count. He fails.
so that's that. The only thing that I tested that you guys couldn't test is the gunsmithing thing.
Smithing and gunning.
That uses the Kinect to.
Oh yeah, where you can wave and assemble.
Yeah, you can wave and expand the parts of the gun out and swap them in, but you have to unlock all that stuff. So I didn't really have anything that I could swap in and out. And so after you put together your weapon, you can test it using the Kinect, and you have to aim by holding one hand up, and you shoot by holding both hands up. It's really awkward. It's terrible.
Like Iron Man.
Terrible. Like Iron Man. So I am really, really glad that the Kinect controls can't be used for the rest of the game, because the shooting is awful. That shooting range using the Kinect is just the worst. So it makes for a cool looking tech demo to kind of expand the gun out and swap things in a very Minority Report-esque kind of way, where you're swiping through. But
is it that responsive?
Not really.
No.
So, right. I will eventually rent this game and play through it properly, but unfortunately nothing all that remarkable. I think there's a co-op campaign, because you're walking around with your 4 squad members, so that I think could be really fun. Rainbow Six Vegas and Rainbow Six Vegas 2 are some of my favorite games of all time. And I think it could be kind of like that if you got friends together and played the campaign cooperatively, but not really anything so different that it makes me want to buy this. Make sense?
Yes. Yes, it does.
I put Sonny to sleep. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, you're awake. Why don't you tell me why you're playing Dragon Age 2 again?
Well, I'll tell you one thing. I played through and completed the Darkness 2 again.
Oh, on New Game Plus?
Yeah. Hardest difficulty. Not very tough. Lots of fun. Worth doing. Worth playing twice.
Alright.
I almost have all the achievements. Just wanted to throw that out there and let everybody know that you should play the Darkness 2 this year.
I would love to play the co-op campaigns with you at some point.
Yeah, buddy. I still own it. I'm not getting rid of it.
Yeah.
Oh, did you double dip on it?
Triple, actually.
Oh my goodness. How did you triple dip?
PS3.
Fantastic.
Why?
Because I love the game. It's good. Anywho, HP was talking about current games, and since Darkness 2 isn't current, we're talking about Dragon Age 2.
Oh, yes. Fresh off it.
Fresher than a newborn baby.
He waited at that Best Buy for them to open up the case of these fresh new Dragon Age 2 boxes.
So I've been replaying it. Just because last time I played it was when the game launched. Mm-hmm. And I remember hating it, quite a bit of it actually, and not having fun. But the second time through, I really think that Dragon Age 2 deserves to be looked at again in a little bit more of a fair light. I know it's not Dragon Age 1. I know a lot of us know that. Yeah, it's lazy. They reused buildings like crazy. Interior designs, it's bad. There was a lot they did wrong with the game, but the character development in that game is actually really good. They're really well-written characters for the most part, and I'm interested in what happens to all of them all over again. Even though I already know what happens. It's nice to revisit it, try it again. Combat's garbage. They said before the game came out, well, we've gone the route so that basically you press the awesome button every time. You hit the A button and people go exploding and die. That's not normally how you make a nice balanced combat system, just saying. But combat aside and don't get me wrong, there's a lot of problems with this game. I just think that everyone saying yes, Dragon Age 2 is a complete piece of trash just might be a little wrong and should probably try and check it out again, because it's a generally large piece of trash, but there's a lot of redeeming qualities with the art style and how they did characters in particular. I just wanted to say that I've now wasted 20 hours this week on the damn game, and I didn't intend to do any.
Whoa, what?
Yeah, it's been really stupid. And, I started my game playing as kind of a deformed Rainbow Kiss member.
Oh, nice.
Mage. Because I was like, I'm going to make this stupid playthrough fun. It's going to be awesome. And I've actually played a lot more than I expected. A lot more. So, yeah, I really think that Dragon Age 2 deserves a second look from a lot of people that maybe wrote it off after that first time playing through, because I'm having a lot more fun the second time than I did the first, and I've been really interested in a lot of things and how they go down, and I've been appreciating how they've written people, and it's a lot better than it was the first time through.
See, I think the problem with Dragon Age 2 was the fact that it was not Dragon Age Origins, and then they made all those mistakes on top of that, which made them blatantly clear.
It was kind of like a multiplier. Instead
they're
of
already
saying, yes,
pissed off
got
it's
these
not
two
Dragon
problems.
Age Origins. They're already pissed off it's not Dragon Age Origins, so now they're going to nitpick on every little thing in the game.
It's like they multiplied it in their mind instead of just adding. It's got problems, and they're not wrong. But I think people were multiplying them and making them out to be much worse than they really are, because the game does do a few good things that I really do like. Like I said, the art style, even though it felt kind of Spartan and empty in a way, it really matched the tone they were going for with the rest of the game. And like I said, the characters, some of them are annoying, yes, but they're still at least effectively written. They have interesting arcs. I do like where they go with a lot of them, and I wish I had a lot more to say, but I don't. I mean, it sucks that. Well, no, I can't say much else because HP has not played the game.
Right. I hope to get my hand. I have my hands on the game. I hope to put my hands on the game and into the 360 at some point this summer.
You'd like to put it outside of the 360's body?
I wouldn't put it outside of the 360's body. That's right. So yeah, maybe we can talk about it after I put some time into it.
Just remember, when you make your character, they have some really good comb-overs.
Oh, thankfully.
Yeah, man, I had a great comb-over character. It was awesome.
I can be accurately portrayed, finally.
So, I do have a question about these very binary BioWare games. HP, do you play as yourself and what you would do, or do you try to go all good or all evil? Obviously not all evil, because I know you're a weenie, but...
Wow.
Alright, quick answer. When's the last game you went all evil in?
Evil in. I think I played through some of Infamous as an evil character.
Was it after the first time you played?
Yes.
Okay. Alright, just curious.
Yeah, Mass Effect I tried to play as close to me as possible, so I wasn't all the way Paragon. But in Dragon Age, I was definitely a goody-goody.
You know, I used to go all the way one extreme or the other, until a handful of years ago, a friend of ours, Aaron D. Bowen, who is a friend of the show that knows all of us, he said that the best thing in the world is to play as yourself and what you would do, so that first experience, no matter how it shakes out, is still your decisions, instead of, well, if I keep being mean to people, I will get an extra point to allocate for my intelligence, because that's kind of garbage. So ever since then, I've kind of turned over a new leaf, and I play as me the first time through, and it's nice. I like it.
I think for the Dragon Age games, I always played as whatever I felt was the right decision, even though my avatars were not me at all. But for Mass Effect, I think the first two I played all good, simply to get that bar up, because there's a bar and you got to fill it, so why not fill it? And I think for this last Mass Effect game, I just kind of picked what I felt like picking.
Yeah, they definitely incentivize going to an extreme in games, which I think is a shame. I think that things just shouldn't be graded binary anymore as far as decision-making goes.
Yeah, the Fallout games, I thought, did a pretty good job of incentivizing the middle of the road.
The Witcher 2 is like that as well, where they do not have a good or evil, you just simply have events that are affected by what you do.
Is this second playthrough of Dragon Age different because you're making different choices on purpose, or are you...
Well, yeah, I'm trying to be an incredible dick to everybody because I'm ugly as hell, and I figure, eventually I also want to have, like, angry sex with somebody.
Oh, so you're playing as yourself.
Yeah.
As a stunted dwarf that casts magic? No.
That sounds about right.
She looks like
you just
Sophia
have a big
from...
shadow.
She looks like Sophia from the Golden Girls with colored makeup and designs on her face, and no hair.
And no hair.
So she doesn't look like Sophia at all.
No, she looks like Sophia. She's got wrinkles.
All people with wrinkles look like Sophia from the Golden Girls.
That makes sense.
Sophia Petrillo. That's right, coming at you. Anyway, I can't wait for you to get into it because I'm curious what you would think because you look at it in a different perspective.
Yay!
It is a lot more fun making a character that is not you as well, I've found.
I really appreciate cinemas that show your character off and making expressions and doing things. If it doesn't let me do that, if I don't get to see any cinemas or people walking around and like surprised faces by my ugly creation, I'm a lot less likely to make a deformity. Saints Row 2 and 3 were incredible for deformities.
That is very true. Yeah, I love that game. Anyway, let me talk about Sega Vintage Collection Streets of Rage.
Angry Roads,
which is an Xbox Live Arcade title. Sega's been doing a few of these vintage collections. I think there's what just came out? Golden Axe just came out as well. And there are a couple others, but it's for 800 Microsoft points, so $10, you get Streets of Rage 1, 2, and 3, and each one of them have save states, which I think is awesome. Each of them has kind of trials as well. I mean, they obviously have the regular game, but each one has trials. I think for the first Streets of Rage game, all the trials are you have no continues and you try to get the highest score. And just, I don't know, it's I love the Streets of Rage franchise. I have many, many hours of nostalgic reverence for it.
Now, did you buy the Sonic whatever Sega Genesis Master System collection, the disc version? Because
the Genesis Ultimate Collection.
Yeah, isn't Streets of Rage 1, 2, and 3 on there?
I think 2 of them are and 1 of them isn't. I think the first 2 might be.
Now, even weirder is that Streets of Rage 2's been on Xbox Live Arcade for a long time. I own it. What is, besides the trials, what exactly should I be spending $10 on for this? Is it just the other 2 games, or is there more to it than that?
Well, there's 400 achievement points, right?
I believe there's 400 achievement points.
Sold.
Leaderboards, online multiplayer, which I don't know. I don't know if the disc version of the Genesis.
The disc version of the Genesis Ultimate Collection has no online multiplayer, period.
Yeah. So this has online multiplayer, so you can play cooperatively online with other people who have it. I don't know about save states for any of those either, but having all 3 of the games together with online co-op with save states, and I don't know. I feel like $10 is a perfect price for probably my favorite Sega franchise.
Now, who do you play as?
I play as Axel.
The girl Blaze. Oh.
Actually, I have. Back when before my sister went to high school, back when she would actually play games with me and didn't think I was lame, she used to play as Blaze and I would play as Axel. And yeah, many hours spent playing this franchise. Good times, good memories, guys.
I played a bit of Streets of Rage back in the day. I was a big fan of the side-scrolling beat-em-up games, so they got some time in there.
I could tell by your trivia on another podcast.
Yeah, that's my fault.
So I love what Sega's been doing by putting these vintage collections together. They everything seems well done in terms of bringing it to the arcade and. Yeah, if you like these collections, if you like Golden Axe, I definitely think that's probably worth $10. I was not a fan of the Golden Axe franchise, so whatever. But
boy, I loved it. I'll tell you that.
So yeah, you being a super fan of Sega, are
Bill Swirsky super fans?
Are these collections interesting to you at all?
They're kind of not, because I own the Ultimate Genesis collection, and it has a lot of what's in here, and I just can't justify $10 on something I already own 2/3 of.
Says the man that triple dipped on Darkness 2.
You know what? You're right. So, I'm just having a hard time finding enough value to go ahead and grab these also when I've got them sitting on a disc right over there.
Yeah.
Kind of hard for me, but I guess it also depends on what they end up putting out.
Well, so let's say, for instance, if I were to buy the Golden Axe collection, is that something that is the online cooperative gameplay enough to make you spend the $10? Because, like you said, you can't play online multiplayer with the disc.
Yeah, I really don't know. It's
okay.
He pretty much just asked, how much do you love him?
How much do you love him? On a scale from $1
to play anything with you.
Maybe like $2.50.
We still got
$3 maybe.
That's great.
Are you excited for more Call of Juarez?
I am. I'm excited for that, and more Fear 3, and more Hunted, the Demon's Forge.
Yay! Hey, don't laugh, man. You laugh at all the games that I play and I like. Hunted was fun co-op.
Look, dude, I bought your first Templar game, and it's no good.
It's the wrong game, motherfucker. When I see you at PAX, I'm going to gift wrap my copy of the Cursed Crusade.
Cursed Crusade. Templars, Crusades. It's like Assassin's Creed all over again.
Except with more flaming skulls.
Except for with more flaming skulls.
More flaming skulls, yeah.
Is that everything that we played this week, guys?
I believe so. I have been playing some.
I haven't played any more Virtual Fighter.
Yeah, we were talking about that last week, how they took away all the unlocks for playing dress up, and you get everything right at the outset.
Uh-huh.
And we were saying, well, I don't know if there's enough to make me keep coming back. I'll just go ahead and tell you straight up, it's not enough to make me keep coming back. My drive to play that game even more is pretty much dried up. It sucks, because I love Virtual Fighter, I really do. But there's not much reason to keep playing. You make your dudes, then you're like, okay, they're done. And I guess I'll just move on.
Yes, Sonny doesn't play a lot online against people because he gets angry and throws things.
Well, and even then, it's like...
It's not as fun as with your friends, I agree.
Yeah, it's not...
Because you're wearing a doofy costume, they're wearing a doofy costume, you could giggle about it.
Yeah, and it is fun to show you dudes off, and it is an easy 400 out of 400 achievement points. You could totally get it HP if you wanted, but...
Even I could get it?
Even you!
Wow.
Because learning is fun.
Even you!
Because I'm inept.
Yeah, so, it's been real hard trying to go back to that, because I love the game, but there's no incentives. All the achievements have been obtained, and what else is there? You play online against people who are, a lot better than most of us. So there's...
Well, that's the nice thing about Virtual Fighter, though, is that there's not really that distinct gap. Like in Marvel, someone could do like a billion-hit combo on me, and I'll just get slapped down. Virtual Fighter, it's like, oh, okay, they jab me here, they jab me there. It's not overly terrible. It's not like punching the balls,
I did fire up Street Fighter Cross Tekken just for shits and giggles the other day, and frustration turned to just instantly. 4-second, 5-second combo that I'm really getting bored as it plays out. It's just boring. Game's a bust. Glad that season's over.
Okay. Well, great.
Yeah, and
the nice thing is the fighting game community actually feels the same sentiment. They don't like the game at all.
Wow.
Well, I wish those assholes had been around when it first came out, so I hadn't bought the special edition of it.
But you got the arcade.
I didn't even put it together. I don't give a shit.
Okay.
The game sucks, so all the things that came with the game must suck.
Needless to say, when the expansion with all the new characters comes out, it's going to be a hard sell for me to throw down more money.
Well, it's already on the disc.
Doesn't mean I can play it.
Just unlock it with your mind.
Now, for our TV section, I wanted to talk a bit about Seinfeld.
Boom, 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 boom. These pretzels are making me thirsty.
Best theme song, good theme song, or best theme song ever.
So what the hell is up with VCRs?
And I think that's probably the end of the show. When I say something like that kills.
Are we playing anything next week?
I'm supposed to get Dirt Showdown in the mail, and there might be also something else, so we will see.
I might be buying Sins of a Solar Empire Retribution. Is that the new one? Is it Retribution? Or something that starts with an R that's after a colon?
I know it's not Diplomacy, because I did a video about Diplomacy in the hotel room at PAX 08.
Oh, okay.
You don't remember Sins of Diplomacy?
I don't.
I'll have to link you after the show. It's a good video.
You're a good video. Yes. I may be playing with children's toys over the weekend.
Rebellion.
So,
are you serious? You're still going to be playing Lego? You haven't given up on it?
Oh, no. I mean, even more children's toys.
Oh, no.
SpongeBob Dance Kinect Central?
No. This is the money pit.
The money pit.
Toys.
Playing with action figures?
He's going down the Skylanders.
I may have found the Skylanders rabbit hole.
I remember that tweet.
How much did you spend right now?
Well, I was able to get the game itself on sale for $45, and then I got more.
And then they charge double for the figures, right?
Well, I got more characters, so it's roughly about $65 now.
Jesus.
So
we're gonna keep track of this.
Extended your contract at work, and you went right out and said, "I'm buying Skylanders, thank you, boss."
I did get paid today. Yeah. So right. So I will be playing children's toys, and maybe I'll play something ultra violent too.
Do you want to beat Diablo or anything?
Oh, that might be nice.
Or might be.
Are we on the Bang Bus tonight?
I see the Cursed Crusade is only $10 on Amazon.
Don't buy that. That's one Doc told me not to get. When you're looking for is the First Templar or Knight's Contract. I can't tell the difference.
Knight's Contract.
I hate you. You know that? I really do. I hope you burn in hell.
Yeah. So
I love these friendly times.
So that's
friendship.
I think that's the show for this week. I want to thank all of you for listening. You're beautiful people. You look like your pants are a little warm. Maybe you should take those off.
Okay.
I have been your host.
This show is for people over 18.
Nope,
please,
doesn't matter.
Please do not listen if you're underage. Or at least don't listen to the last 15 minutes of the show if you're underage.
If you're hungry for this kind of talk, then you're old enough.
Yeah. I would like to thank everybody as well, except for one Sunflower 4000.
Yeah, that was
fuck
Dr. Kumar, and fuck that guy, and Sunflower 4000. Okay, great.
Yeah, good night.
That's you. And thank you once again for for listening. We really appreciate it. Leave comments on wherever you find us.
And if you've got change, put it into this little mug I've got.
Put the change in the mug, or get the hose again.
He has a funny sign.
And, yes.
We'll
So
play
thank you
games
very much
for
for
money.
listening. And we'll talk at you next week.
Thank you. Good night.
Good night.
Good
You
night and
need a
good luck.
catchphrase. Yeah, like that. You need to be like, and make sure you tuck yourself in extra tight.
Have a pleasant tomorrow.
There you go.
Kick, punch, and drop the door. Kick, punch, turn, shut the door. Or I will fall to the floor. Or I will fall to the floor. No way. I've been sitting in my car, yes, now for days. Did you check the toilets on the right? Did you check the toilets on the right? Did you check the toilets on the left? Did you check the toilets on the left? Did you check the toilets on the right? Did you check the toilets on the right? Did you check the toilets on the left? Did you check the toilets on the left? Okay, you win.
Ribbit, I can't hold it. Last toilet with me up, me already sold it. In the rain or in the snow, I got the funky flow, but now I really got to go.
In the rain or in the snow, you got that funky flow, but now you really gotta go.
The toilet over there will bring you luck, so give up, I got no time to spare.
The toilet over there will bring you luck, so give up, I got no time to spare.
In the rain or in the snow, I got the funky flow, but now I really got to go.
In the rain or in the snow, you got the funky flow, but now you really gotta go.
The toilet over there will bring you luck, so give up, I got no time to spare.
The toilet over there will bring you luck, so give up, I got no time to spare.
I'm me losing up, I'm out of here.
Walk the walk, even if you can't just talk the talk. I gotta crawl. I am a chicken from the kitchen, and I ain't kidding, although nothing is written.
You are a chicken from the kitchen, and you ain't kidding, although nothing is written.
Crack, break, fix the door, you know. I gotta go, so yes, open up, you know.
Crack, break, fix the door, you know. I gotta go, so yes, open up, you know.
I am a chicken from the kitchen, and I ain't kidding, although nothing is written.
You are a chicken from the kitchen, and you ain't kidding, although nothing is written.
Crack, break, fix the door, you know. I gotta go, so yes, open up, you know.
Crack, break, fix the door, you know. I gotta go, so yes, open up, you know.
It's all yours.
This is life.